Have new powers to make food safer in this country. For the first time, the FDA may actually be able to force a recall. Lisa Sylvester reports from Washington on legislation that is one step closer now to becoming law.
Tainted peanuts, E. coli in spinach, salmonella in Mexican jalapeno peppers, all recent examples of the gaping holes in the nation's food safety system. The Food and Drug Administration inspects less than 1% of the food imported into the United States and is currently powerless to force a company to recall dangerous foods.
Right now, they don't have that authority, which is kind of an astonishing thing. They have to negotiate with the company and get the company to do the recall. And it's decades late for us to have that authority for an FDA. They should be able to have that right now.
The FDA would have that authority and more under new legislation being considered in the House. Representative DeGette is one of the bill's sponsors.
It allows an increase of inspections. It also gives the FDA more powers to get records that they need. It gives them subpoena power. And then it also gives the FDA the ability to have a mandatory recall.
The FDA would also be required to inspect high-risk food manufacturers or processors at least once a year. Consumer groups say currently inspections of domestic plants average once every 10 years. The bill also calls for a new system that can trace food from the field to a consumer's plate. Industry groups oppose parts of the legislation, objecting to new authority that the FDA will have to quarantine foods, new paperwork requirements, and opposing a user fee of $500 levied on food companies to pay for the added oversight.
I run a trade association that has many very small members who are going to be extremely challenged to comply with this regulation.
The food safety bill has passed the full Energy and Commerce Committee and is expected to be voted on by the full House later this summer.
Then there's the question of how to pay for all of this. There is that $500 user fee on companies, but watchdog groups say that's not going to be enough to pay for the inspectors needed and to set up the food tracking system. So this bill gives the FDA new authority, but the agency will still have to convince Congress to come up with more money to pay for the added oversight. Lou?
Thanks very much. Appreciate it, Lisa Sylvester from Washington. The president is proposing a new